Hello, my dear students. How are you? Welcome to our online physics classroom. In the previous session, we have gone through electric field and electric field intensity. Also, we have discussed the formula to find out electric field intensity at a point due to a point charge. Children, these electric charges are carried by some materials or matter, and these materials may be of different shapes. If charges are distributed over a straight wire uniformly, it forms a line of charge. On the other hand, if charges are distributed over a metallic sheet, it will form a sheet of charge. And if charges are uniformly distributed within a sphere, it will form a volume charge. So different types of charge distributions are there. Today, let's discuss the electric field intensity at a point due to these various types of charge distribution. So let's get started. First, we can discuss the case of line charge distribution. What do you mean by line charge distribution? See, if charges are uniformly distributed over an infinitely long straight wire like this, it forms a line charge. Also, if charges are distributed over a circular ring like this, it also forms a line charge. Because if we cut this circle and if we stretch it, it exactly looks like a straight wire. And we need to find out the electric field intensity at a point P, distant r from this line charge. And here there is a problem because this line charge consists of infinite number of charges, and it's not possible to calculate or determine the electric field intensity at the point P due to all these charges. It will be a very tedious process. So we need to consider some other ways to find out the electric field intensity here. In such cases, we will consider a concept known as charge per unit length. So for that, let's divide this line charge into equal number of small segments like this. Let each segment be dl. Okay. Now, this dl segment consists of very small amount of charge. And these charges now, these individual charges now can be considered as point charge because the charges include or contained in each segment dl is very small. We can consider this charge as point charge. And this charge per unit length is denoted by a new concept or term known as lambda. Lambda is known as line charge density or linear charge density, and lambda is dq by charge per unit length. Okay, and we need to find out electric field intensity at the point P due to this charge contained in a small segment dl. And I told you this charge can be considered as the point charge now. And what is the formula to find out electric field intensity due to a point charge? Yes, equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by r square. So here we can use this formula. But here, since the electric field produced by this charge is very small, we can consider this electric field as dE. So dE equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. And also, what is the charge contained in each segment? It's not Q, it's dQ. So dE equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught dQ by r square. That will be the electric field produced by a one single segment at the point P. Then what will be the electric field produced, total electric field produced at the point P due to the whole wire? Or what will be the contributions of all the segments at the point P? To find out the total electric field, what is the usual way? Yes, integrate this expression. So integrate 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into dq by r square. And you need to rewrite dq in terms of lambda because we need to integrate it along the length of the wire. So we need an expression containing length or dl. So what do you want to do? Here, from this expression, you will get an expression for dq in terms of lambda and dl. What is dq? dq is equal to lambda into dl. dq is equal to lambda into dl. So rewrite this expression like this, equal to integral 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. We can rewrite this expression like this, integral 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Instead of dq, we can write lambda dl by r square. And also this 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught is a constant, so we can take it outside the integral sign. So you will get equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught integral lambda dl by r square. So this is the expression for electric field intensity at a point due to a line charge. Can you give an example of line charge distribution? See, the transmission lines that bring current to our home. It's a wonderful example of line charge distribution. It extends to thousands of kilometers. And in order to find out the electric field intensity at any point due to this transmission lines, we can use this formula. Otherwise, it will be very difficult to find out the contribution of all the infinite number of charges on the transmission lines to the electric field intensity. Okay. Now, let's discuss the next charge distribution, that is surface charge distribution. So what do you mean by surface charge distribution? If charges are uniformly distributed over a plane sheet, infinitely long sheet actually, like this, it forms a surface charge distribution. Also, if charges are distributed over a sphere like this, conducting sphere actually. In the case of conductor, the charges are uniformly distributed on the surface. So it also forms an example of surface charge distribution. Here we need to find out electric field intensity at a point due to this surface charge or due to this plane sheet of charge. So for that, consider a point P at a distance r from the sheet. Here also the sheet of charge consists of infinite number of charges. So we need to consider charge per unit area. Here we need to consider charge per unit area. In line charge distribution, we consider charge per unit length. Here we need to consider charge per unit area, dq by dA. And this ratio is equal to a new concept, that is surface charge density. Okay, so in the linear charge density, we had lambda. In the surface charge density, in the case of surface charge distribution, we have sigma, that is charge per unit area. And here consider a small area. Let the small area be dA. And the charge contained in this small area dA is very, very small. Hence, it can be considered as the point charge. Next, calculate the contribution of this small point charge at the point P with the help of this formula. What is that? dE is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into dq by r square. Okay, and with the help of this formula, rewrite dq in terms of sigma and dA. So what you will get? dE is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. What is dq? dq is sigma into dA. Sigma into dA by r square. Then what will be the total electric field due to this whole sheet of charge? Then the total electric field is obtained by integrating this expression. So this is the total electric field, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into sigma dA by r square. Okay, and I told you this 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught is a constant, so it can be taken outside the integral sign. So what will be the expression for the total electric field at the point P? We can write the total electric field E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into integral sigma dA by r square. Okay, children. Next, we can discuss volume charge distribution. So what do you mean by volume charge distribution? If charges are uniformly distributed within a non-conducting sphere like this, it forms a volume charge distribution. And it should be non-conducting sphere. If it is a conducting sphere, then it will charges will be distributed over the surface and it forms a surface charge distribution. Here also we need to follow the same procedure as we did before in the for the line charge and the surface charge distribution. Consider a small volume because it consists of infinite number of charges. So we need to consider charge per unit volume and consider a small volume dV here and consider a point P distant r from this sphere. and let the amount of charge contained in this small volume dV be dq. So we need to consider charge per unit volume, and this charge per unit volume can be equated to a new concept, that is rho, that is volume charge density. So volume charge density is charge per unit volume. Next we need to find out the electric field intensity at the point P due to this small volume dV. What is the expression? dE is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught dq by r square. Then what is the next step? Yes, dq can be rewritten using this expression. dq is equal to rho into dv. So we can write 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into rho into dv by r square. And again, then what will be the total electric field due to this Hall sphere? The total electric field is obtained by integrating this expression. So this can be taken outside the integral and just integrate rho dv by r square. So this is the expression for total electric field at the point P due to the Hall sphere. So children, let's consolidate the electric field intensity due to different types of charge distribution. The line charge, this is the expression for line charge distribution, and this is the expression for surface charge distribution, and this is the expression for volume charge distribution.